Hi, this is Eric Erb from the Eric Erb Show Live. You can find me online at theericerbshow.com. Also on Twitter, twitter.com/The Eric Erb Show, and on anchor.fm, a way to start your podcast free, all the tools, everything you need in order to start your free podcast. That's anchor.fm, and you can find me on anchor.fm/The Eric Erb Show Live. I want to bring you an update. I've already put out one podcast regarding the coronavirus that's spreading globally. As I've said before, with all the fake news out there, the fake news is everywhere. It's very, very, it's infiltrated all around the world. Well, I've been following the coronavirus here for the last couple of weeks. I've been keeping up with the articles, and it seems the information is coming in slowly. The media outlets, of course, won't release it, so that's why I have alternative sources for news and media and different things like that. I'm reading an article here. It's marked January 25th, so the article's printed today. I'm reading about 46 million quarantined in China as evidence mounts the communist government over in China are covering up the pandemic tolls of the epidemic, the coronavirus. So there's up to 46 million people in China that are quarantined right now. And I was reading another article, again, about 18 big cities over there are shut down and on lockdown because of the virus. They're saying officials in China, reports are 1,400 are infected with the coronavirus and another 41 are dead. And this is accurate so far. This is the report at least coming out of Wuhan, China. They're shutting down streets. They're deploying the military, closing thousands of public attractions all around the country. Numerous videos. You can find them online to YouTube primarily. Go to YouTube and just look up punch in coronavirus, and you'll see what's going on. You don't have to believe me. It is spreading, and it's spreading all over the place. Again, I did a podcast update a few hours early. This is some news just in. There's videos, people again collapsing in the streets. You can find that on video on the YouTube. The hospitals over there in China and Wuhan province particularly are overwhelmed. People are flooding the hospitals all over there. They can't handle all the people coming into the hospitals. Let's face it, if you get this virus, and I seen the latest report, they do have their first case reported in Canada. We have a few cases here in the United States. They're only saying Seattle, Washington, and Chicago, Illinois, but there's more cases that are unreported. I seen speculation that there was almost 22 cases here in the United States, but again, that's an unsubstantiated claim. I'm not going to say I know that to be fact because that hasn't been verified yet, but I did see that come across the newswire here a few hours ago. But as I was saying just a second ago, the first case has been documented and reported in Canada, a case of the coronavirus. This stuff is very serious. This shit will kill you. They don't have I think, and again, I don't want to say I think, I'm almost 100% sure they do have the cure, but they will use this virus in order to thin the population. And forgive me for saying this, they want to thin the population because there's too many people in the world. And you can go up, look up Bill Gates on YouTube. He's mentioned many times about population. There's too many people in the world, population control and Agenda 21. I mean, it all goes back to the elites that really run the world. And somebody would be saying, yeah, Eric, here you go. You're going off on a tangent now and you're going crazy. And here we go with this crazy notion of yours and all this crazy crap, and it's not made up. These are facts. You can go on YouTube and you can verify, if you look around, you can verify everything that I'm telling you right now. Go on and look up Bill Gates, Agenda 21, Bill Gates, and what he has to say about population control. And many of the elites around the world that really run the show, run the world, if you will, the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, and different things like that. These elites know what's going on, and they know what the agenda is, and they know that they want to thin the world out and kill off a bunch of people. And that's just a fact of life. And they've had this plan for, 50, 60, 70, almost 100 years or more. They've had this planned. So this particular virus, back to the coronavirus here, this particular virus, they're saying, comes from, they said maybe Chinese over there in that province eating bats. Okay. I didn't know bats, a fruit bat was on the menu for this evening. What do we have? And you walk into a restaurant, what do we have? And well, I'll take 1 or 2 fruit bats. How do you want them? Rare or well done? Come on now. Let's be serious. It's crazy, but that's what the news over here, in the United States, the media is trying to tell us, that it came from people eating bats, and people were exposed to them. They didn't know they had the virus. And then one person flies over there from the United States, must have met with somebody or their family or whatever, and then they go back to their state, and all of a sudden, pow, they break out and they have a fever. That's one of the first signs of the virus. You start having a fever, a cough, and different things like that, temperature. And what happens is, over time, in a very short period of time, because this virus spreads very quickly to the lungs fill up with liquid, with fluid, okay? And it's almost like you like having pneumonia, but you almost feel like you're drowning, and you're drowning because the lungs are filling up with fluid, and literally you are. If your lungs don't stay dry, your lungs are made to support air so you can breathe, obviously. So if you have water in your lungs, you're not going to be around too long, I can tell you that. You're going to die. So, this is what they're saying. That's kind of the long and the short of it. I might be missing a couple things there, but that's kind of the long and the short of it, of what people that contract the virus are doing and how they're dying. It scares me that people are following that people are literally over in China falling over as they succumb to the virus. I mean, they have 10 cities there, almost 33 million so far. And this is in one of the earlier news updates I've gotten. That's they've had to lock down the cities, and now it's just gone on and on and on. Now the number is up to 46 million. So the Chinese government is covering this up. The World Health Organization, WHO, is covering this up. This is something that could be catastrophic. They said something about they had a Spanish flu at one time that just killed almost 50 million people. They said this is that deadly or worse. So I'd urge people, anybody here in the United States, anybody for that matter, going over to an Asian country, especially a country, China, God heaven forbid. I pray for you. Protect yourself. Right now is not a good time to go to China. It's very, very, very bad. You'd have to be crazy if you want to fly over. I know we have business with China. I understand that, but you have to be crazy to want to go over there. It's just not smart right now, especially with the virus going around, especially considering, somebody breathes on you or saliva or anything you eat after a certain person. Somebody would cough on you. You can contract the virus. So this is just an update warning with the virus going around, the coronavirus, and this is an update. Again, Newsflash, 46 million quarantined in China. And the government's covering up the true death toll over there, as I know they would, the communist government. They're not going to tell everybody the truth. They might lose, let's say they lose, 100 million people. They're not going to say anything. They're a population of over 1 billion plus. That's how the government, and that's how they keep control over people over there. And I just ask and pray, let's pray for everybody around the world that has this virus, that they can stop it, and they can stop it now. There's a cure out there. The people that started this virus, they're the ones that can end this virus. And God help us all. This is Eric Erb from the Eric Erb Show Live. I'm on anchor.fm, the Eric Erb Show Live. And you can go to ericerbshow.com. On the internet, and also twitter.com/the Eric Erb Show. This is Eric Erb signing off.